What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And what doesn't make sense to me is why Governor Newsome would pass a law preventing schools to suspend kids starting from elementary all the way up to 8th grade, regardless of what they do. I mean, they could come in, maybe pull the fire alarm, perhaps bring a gun to school. Who knows? Come in, spit in the teacher's face. I don't know. Constantly encourage violence. Who knows? I mean, the sky's the limit on all of the horrific things that could go on, even with the little guys that would normally, warrant them being suspended. But in California, no, you can't do that. So you're giving them a license to act ill. He needs a lesson from my head coach from college. When I first got there, he said, "Hey, Kevin, I'm not going to let you be sorry." Now, what did he mean? What do you mean, coach? I'm out there running 40-yard dashes. I was one of the fastest on the team. First 40-yard dash, boom, beat all the players. I'm talking about conditioning. I ain't talking about running for time. I'm just conditioning. So I beat all the players. I was number one. Second time, all right, everybody up on the line. We take off. I beat all the players. And then the coach blows the whistle. Everybody go back to the line. I'm like, what? For what? Because Kevin didn't run through the line when he was running his 40-yard dash. But coach, I was first. Yeah, see, that's your problem. You were first, and that's all you were gauging things by. You didn't push yourself. You just gauged your level of success based on the fact that, well, there's other people behind me. But me, I took it easy. I said, long as I'm first, I can pump the brakes before I get through the line. The goal was to push yourself to be the best you can be. So run through the line, full speed. And I said, oh, man. And he said, hey, Kevin, I'm not going to let you be sorry. Now, what did he mean by that? I was too young to understand the interpretation of that statement. He had all kind of little statements he would make that everybody be like, man, I ain't trying to hear that right now. But it made sense. He wouldn't let you get away with just throwing something stupid out there. Like one time, my buddy, he made a mistake. And he said, hey, Robert, how many times you going to do that, son? He said, I don't know, coach. And just tried to walk away. The coach was like, hey, Robert, if you don't know, who knows? See, make people think about it. Don't give me the blow off answer, okay? If you don't know, who knows? You're responsible for your own behavior. If you're not, please get me in touch with the person who is, and I can ask them why you did that. So anyway, I sat and I thought about that as I got older. I said, yeah, that is true. Because the average human, if you enable them, they will be enabled. They will find the least path of resistance. They don't want to overcome inertia. They don't want to fight through the resistance, the pain, all of that stuff. If they lifting weights and they get to 8 and they're like, it hurts a little bit, no, they're not going to go for an extra 2. That's why the trainer's there to say, I ain't going to let you quit at 8. I'm going to make you get 2 more. All right. Well, guess what? Gavin Newsome is allowing all of these students to be sorry. Now, what do I mean by this? Apparently, there is, 5% black students in California school system, but they make up 15.6% of the suspension rate. So instead of saying, well, why is the black community coming in at 15% of the suspension rate, and what can we do to address that behavior? Instead of doing that, they dummy down the rules so that they won't look like, oh, wow, we're discriminating or we're insensitive to black people and their illness and their behavior, okay? So what they do is dummy down everything. They change the rules for the inner city black kids that's being suspended instead of saying, well, wait a minute, why are they being suspended? This form of, white guilt, or democratic white guilt, should I say, it enables the black community. That's why you see our neighborhoods broken down, no efforts to have a higher expectation of these kids. No, let's not raise the expectation for the black kids since we created the conditions that they're living in. All right, let's not raise the expectation for them, but let's dummy down the expectation and make everybody else come down to their level, instead of making them rise to everybody else's level. That doesn't help the black community, Gavin Newsome, okay? What needs to happen is you need to go into the black community and look around for a little bit and say, well, what is it that causes these behaviors to show up more in the black community? And I'll tell you what it is. Since you don't know, now you're gonna know. Okay, when I was a principal, there would be kids in the classroom. It was almost all black school, inner city. Brought these kids in from all over the place, all different academic backgrounds, different academic grade levels, because there was a part of our school that was a last step. So you knew when you got there, I'm dealing with a dude or a girl who they didn't have some troubles academically. But what united all of these kids together is the fact that their community supported and emphasized certain mentalities and behaviors that made them say, I feel perfectly fine operating like this. They never was exposed to another side of society that would not tolerate certain behaviors. So if everybody you hang around laughs and chuckles when you fart in public, he's funny, that's hilarious, you don't realize that that's socially unacceptable. So now you go into a nice prestigious place, job interview. I like this job, please. Absolutely, sir. I mean, your credentials look. Did you just fart? Now all of a sudden, you realize, wow, everybody else thought it was cute, thought it was funny, but all of a sudden now, nobody's laughing at my farts. I just lost an opportunity because I lack the social awareness and social skills when it comes down to my behavior. So now when you confine a whole bunch of kids to a certain community, they don't have the resources, they don't have the support to come out of that behavior or that area or that neighborhood, they develop the same types of habits. So now I will walk into a classroom. I walked into a classroom one time, guy on the phone. Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, I'm in school. Teacher's mouth wide open like, I can't even believe this dude is on a full-blown phone call in the room. Ain't even supposed to have the phone. Rest of the kids, what? I don't see what the problem is. He had to take a phone call. And I sat and I had to talk to him. I said, stop, cut the lights on. Let's have a little chit-chat powwow. I said, I just came back from my old high school. And I walked into a room where they were watching a live operation take place at Ohio State where they can actually ask questions to the surgeon. And the professor got up, now classroom of like 50 kids. Professor gets up, meets me at the door, starts having a conversation with me, and confidently knew that these kids would continue to behave the right way. Never even look back. Now I'm thinking to myself, if that was me, I would be like, at my school. If not, just have a conversation with him behind me, just looking at the kids. All right, so what's up, man? What you doing? Yeah, that's how concerned I would be, because I know in that environment where I was at, you turn your head for a second, phones out, they're laughing, they're talking, they're having a great time. Man, anyway, this and this and that. So I'm expecting that, but it didn't happen. The kids, I'm looking over the guy's shoulder while he's talking. I'm not even paying attention to what he's saying. I'm like, man, I know some phones are coming out somewhere. Somebody's going to act up. Nothing. They all sat quietly doing their work. I said he didn't have to mention it one time. So while I'm talking to my kids, one dude like, yeah, man, but man, that's Ursuline though. I said, oh, so I should have a higher expectation of those kids at Ursuline than I should for you guys. So when Gavin Newsom changes the rules like that because it impacts more black people, that would be like me saying, you know what? Because Ursuline has a lot of diverse kids and they're white and they're raised in two parent homes and things like that, I'm going to dummy down the expectation that I should have for you guys. I said, do you think the difference between y'all and them is the building? No. I said, it is the mentality. I said, I could take all those kids from Ursuline, put them in this building, and they would behave the same. I could take all of y'all, put y'all in that building, and y'all would behave the same. I said, but if I take one or two of you out of here and put you in that environment and expose you to an environment that will not accept that behavior, after a while, you got to make some choices. Either you're going to continue to act a fool while all the people in the room looking at you like, who let this Pop-Tart inside the building? Dude, what are you doing? You can't take your phone out. See, the teacher ain't got to tell you that. You do something crazy like that, and they're going, dude, what are you doing? You're going too far. And if you do the same thing, you take somebody from that environment and put them over there in the environment that I was teaching in. Now, all of a sudden, they have to suppress their social skills. They have to sit back and say, even though what they're doing seems absolutely crazy and ridiculous, I can't laugh, I can't say nothing, I can't try to say, hey guys, what are y'all doing? Because all of them are going to say, man, shut up, man, whatever, dude, man. So I'm just going to sit there and be quiet, even though I can't hear the teacher. I'm not learning, and they're disrupting the classroom. But if I say something, I'm going to be attacked. It all comes down to, if you put all of these kids in the same environment, same social economic status, all of that, they continue to develop certain mentality and behaviors that are acceptable. And then it shows up in school. So when they get there and they doing crazy stuff, you can trace all those 15% of the suspensions, go back to where they live, where they're coming from, their neighborhoods, ran by Democrats. When you see the inner city, I know that there are certain things that are bred in to inner city life because I grew up with it too. And I didn't realize that these aren't acceptable behaviors until I got out of the inner city. And you know, thank God I was able to overcome my environment, but many didn't. So guess what? They had kids. My friends had kids. Man, when you out there, man, don't let people tell you this and that. Man, you ain't got to listen to them, man. Ain't nobody going to give you nothing, man. The white man, this and this and that. And you know what? All of that stuff continues a vicious cycle. And when they get to school, it shows up. But you can trace it right back to the homes. Gavin, Newsome, the same areas that breeds that type of behavior and mentality ran by Democrats. So instead of dealing with the real problem, you try to solve your conscience and say, well, you know what? Let's just let everybody be subjected to crazy behaviors in the classroom because we won't fix the inner city problems that we created. So now all of a sudden, if I am a kid that ain't in that 15% and I'm sitting there like, wait a minute, why is this guy still in the room? He's flipped over a desk. He spit on the teacher. He hit me in the back of the head with spitballs. He's loud, obnoxious. He's on his phone. He won't put it away. And I'm trying to pay attention. But now you can't get rid of this dude because Gavin Newsom wants to sleep good at night, knowing that he feels like he created an equal educational opportunity for everybody. All he did was enable those kids, dummy down the standards and expectation, and further set black people back. Now, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. Hated to have to swing the bat at that one like the fan, but I had to. Now, don't forget, check me out every Wednesday night, 7:30 live in Kevin's Corner, on YouTube and on, what else? My radio blog talk show. Hit like, hit share, hit subscribe, and the notification button. All right, make sure you're still subscribed. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, y'all. They've been unsubscribing, some of y'all. Check out Extreme Tees. Put my name in the promo code Kevin. You get a 20% discount. And if you want to donate to Kevin and Kevin's Corner, feel free. There's a link in the bottom of this video to do that. And then find me on Facebook and the Twitter. God bless. See you next time in Kevin's Corner.